Thank you for joining me today. Happy International Friendship Day. I hope you've had an opportunity to look through your activity box and see what's inside, because today is International Friendship Day. What a great opportunity. What a great time on a day like this to reach out to some of your friends and connect with one another. Find some creative ways to do that. Even we're doing Zooms, we're doing all kinds of things online, but pick up the telephone, or maybe you can find a way to safely meet face to face. Maybe they can visit your front yard while you're on your porch, but find some different creative ways that you can reach out and see your friends and celebrate this wonderful day of friendship. I've included some poems in your activity box as we celebrate this day, and some great ideas to help you celebrate. So other than just reaching out to each other, maybe you can make a card for them. Just different ideas that you can do to celebrate this great day. So I hope you enjoy that. And we also put in Guess Who I Am, some fun celebrity pictures. This is great to put in a file somewhere for a rainy day also. So once you do this week, hold on to it, because this is a great way to just engage in conversation and reminiscing, and just having some good discussions about things from the past. So I hope you enjoy this as well. And again, tuck that somewhere where you can use that more than once. I also put in our favorite game, Sudoku. I love this. And yes, the answers are on the back, but no peeking. So try to work on that. These are things that you don't have to always just think that I have to do these in a week's time. You know, these activities are here for you as resources to use at any time that is works best for you and your family. So we just want to provide those each and every week. We have an adult coloring page. Take some time together to color. This reduces stress and anxiety, or if it can be an independent activity, but this is just something that really does help somebody have a way to still be stimulated and engaged, but also something that's very calming and enjoyable. I love coloring, so try to do it together if you can. You won't regret it, that's for sure. We have some wonderful split words on friendship. So it's another way to stretch our brains and work on those thinking skills, and a fun riddle sheet. And what would be a week without crosswords? So yes, we have crosswords. And this is on flowers, because last week we did sunflowers, and I thought how appropriate to include a crossword puzzle on flowers. So I hope you enjoy this one. It has the photos on the back, and that way you can try to look at the picture and figure out what flower that is. And if you're not sure, the cheat sheet is on the next page. So I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you don't have time to do that this week, just tuck it into that file as a resource for that rainy day, because you will need it. Today's activity, I am really excited. We're going to be working with clay. And when we did clay earlier in the summer, I got a lot of feedback from you guys about how much you really did enjoy doing the clay, and I think that's been one of your favorites. So we said, you know what, it's a great way to exercise the hand muscles, and it's also just fun. So we're pulling out some more clay for you this week, and that's what we're going to work on. And so before I go through all the materials on that, I have something else to share. We are going to be delivering your activity boxes this Saturday for the month of August. But this is only going to be one delivery during the month of August. We are putting all of your activities into one box this coming Saturday, so then you can just enjoy each one of those activities throughout the month as you tune in to our Facebook page to watch these videos. So let me share just a little bit. Let me see if I can get this camera over here where I have all the goodies. So excited. So over here we have what we're going to look forward to this week is, next month, not this week, but next week for the month of August. We're going to be doing some really beautiful lighthouse projects. This is a favorite, and isn't how beautiful that is? I can't wait to see how everyone's turns out. But that is what we have for the first week. And then the second week, we're going to be doing some little wooden trays. Look at that, little decoupage and some painting. And this will be one that you can use around the house and just put your little treasures in. So how fun is that? So we have that. And then we're going to be working with doing little birch trees. And this is with watercolor. So we'll have some watercolors that we'll be using throughout the month. And then we had a lot of spools that someone had donated at one time, so we got very crafty, and Kim put together this spool wreath. And I love this because I sew, and so this is something for me that I would want to hang in my sewing room as I'm making all of our masks for everyone here at the church for Deanne. So or when I'm doing the prayer blankets. I just love to sew. So this would be really fun to have in there, and hope you can enjoy that with us as well. So each item will be in a bag, and it'll have the week listed on that bag of when we'll be doing that activity. And just to help you out a little bit, I have included, as I do each month, your monthly calendar. So you're going to get all 4 of these activities on this coming Saturday, and then you're going to get this calendar, and this calendar is going to show you which week we're doing that activity, and on each activity we're going to have the week mark for you, so that way you will know for sure which one that we're doing. And then you just tune in every Thursday and we'll go through that craft like we have been doing throughout the summer. We've included some coloring pages for you, and we've also included some reminiscing ideas, and we've also included, of course, some more crossword puzzles and some other fun activities for the month of August. So I'm excited that you're getting them all in one delivery, and the intention behind that was that during the month of August, we know that in your homes there's a lot going on. Everybody's trying to figure out what's happening with school. Most of you are having your children or your grandchildren, maybe even your great-grandchildren at home getting ready for digital learning as school gets ready to start soon. And then others are going to be waiting to hear what's going on with shelter in place, which expires August 11th. And that could be extended. We'll just have to wait and see what Governor Kemp says about that. But we just decided that since the month of August is just kind of a busy month anyway, that we would just limit our deliveries to one delivery for the month of August, but give you everything that you need for that entire month. So I hope you enjoy that when you receive it this Saturday. So let's go ahead and talk about your craft today. And what we're going to do is make something like this. And you're like, what is that? Well, this was something that Kim and her craft group got very creative with and said, what can we do with this clay? And they came up with a pencil holder. So we have little holes in this clay, and you just put your little pencil, you can put your little pen right there. How neat is that as everybody's getting ready for school to start? You might need something to hold your pencil while you do your work at your desk. So how fun is that? Now, if you don't want to make a pencil holder, you also have some other options, and that's what I want to share with you. In your box, you will have this little plastic gizmo, and this was just for us to find a mold for you to use to make the pencil holder, okay? And that's what we're going to work on here in just a moment. But I want to go ahead and encourage you before we begin this project is to go ahead and pull out a few other things. You're going to want to pull out some paint. So I've got all my little colors of paint out, as you should as well. And then you might want to go ahead and pull out again, your paintbrush and some other things. But if you in your house, you have things like buttons. I have a little container of buttons and beads in here. Maybe some scissors. Try to find something with texture or shape. I've just pulled out some random things from our art closet here at Grace Arbor. And then I went through and found some stamps. Anything that has texture and impressions on it. Stamps are great. This has, it looks like, what is that? Looks like flowers or just some kind of interesting design. And this is a butterfly, and this is a balloon. And, well, this one has pumpkins on it, but it can be anything that you can find around your house. It doesn't matter what season it is. And then I even pulled out some string, and I pulled out a straw. Another thing I pulled out was a marker. And that's because there are different things that you can do with this piece of clay. But the first thing we're going to want to do is pull everything out, put all your beads on your mat. Now notice that, let me try to turn this around. Notice that I am sitting at a white table, and so if I had taken this clay, which has no color, and I sit it on this white table, it's going to be really hard to see. So if you are doing this project, try to find something that you can use that has color to help see what you're doing at the table. Notice that when I put this clay on top of this mat right here, that it stands out. It's easier to see. So keep that in mind when you're doing your projects. You don't want the same color of your project be the same color as your table setting, because that's going to make it very difficult and challenging for your loved one. So what we want to do is pull out all your beads, lay those out, and maybe get a pencil or something. Where did mine go? There it is. Oh, there you go. Get a little pencil and your pen. And I'm just going to take this and start making a ball with it. And this is where the hand exercises come in. So just really work that clay in. And the longer you work this clay, the longer they work out, but the softer it gets. So it makes it easier to work with. So take your time with this project, and just let this be a moment right here where, you know, you spend a few minutes just squeezing this clay between both hands, whichever works. Now, I'm not going to take a lot of time with my clay, just for video purposes, for time, but you kind of understand you can hit pause on this, and then y'all can just take one step at a time. But just use this right now just to kind of squeeze this clay in your hands and work it in until it's just soft and easy to work with. And then once you do that, mine's still not as soft, so I'm going to go ahead anyway. We'll see how this one turns out. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of squish it out and put it in this mold. And what I'm going to do is just squish it around until it forms just a long rectangle, just like that. Can you see that? Like that. So I'm just putting it in here. There's really no wrong way to do this. Just put that in there and just squish it around. Okay. And this will end up drying overnight. And you have the option, you probably want it to dry, and then maybe the next day or so go back in and paint. Like this one, Kim did a nice little purple color. Take your favorite color. You all have paints, and they're all just the primary colors. So also know that you can mix some of those colors to make different colors. That's always fun. If you are running low on those supplies, make sure you let me know so I can put in a replacement. I'm just going to pop this out of the mold. Okay. And it's just, like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do this. If you don't want it to be a rectangular shape, then find a different shape that works for you. Some of you might want a round shape. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to poke. I guess I should move that. I'm just going to poke a few holes in it. Look at that. Just poke a few holes down in there. You don't have to do as many as I did. Just do a few. You could also make this like a little flower holder. There's all kinds of things you can do. So you're going to poke some holes in your clay. And then you're going to take your embellishments. Now we've given you a few fun embellishments. Little stones, little rhinestones, and little fun swirls. I don't know if you can see those. And some beads. And you can decorate your pencil holder and just put them in different places for fun. I noticed that this one that has been done, there's a few rhinestones on the front and there's some on the back, and there was a couple on top instead of holes. How about that? So be creative with that and have a lot of fun. And then when it dries, pick out your favorite paint and give it some color, and then post your pictures, because I do want to see what they look like. That'll be a lot of fun. But if you decide that you don't want to make a pencil holder and you want to be creative with that, I encourage you to do so and show us what you've come up with. I've given a couple ideas right here. Let me move some of this out of the way. I have got another piece of clay where you, again, you know, soften that up, and then I can mash it down. So if you have a magic marker, which you should in your activity supply box, take this and use this as a roller, and you can roll out your clay. And that will take a little bit of time. This usually works better with one of the flatter ones. Just roll it out. If you have cookie cutters or anything like that at home, use that if you'd like. And maybe you have some fun shaped cookie cutters and hearts and stars and trees, all kinds of things that you might have in your baking cabinet. Just flatten that out, and then you can put these embellishments on there. Or what you can do is, maybe you found one of the stamps that I was telling you to go find. Whatever you have with texture on it, you can use it to make an impression on the clay. I love that. I don't know how well you can see that, but I have a nice little butterfly imprint on my clay. This is really neat. And then we have this, and I even found in this bag really neat little template right here. And maybe I can flatten out my clay and then use this to cut around the clay and make this design, and maybe put my favorite little butterfly on it or some kind of embellishment. And then it also had some burlap on one of the templates. Maybe I want to use the texture from this one to make that as an imprint on the clay. So get creative with whatever you have. It could be a scavenger hunt around the house of all the different fun things you have. If you want to make this into an ornament or something, get a straw and simply just use the end of the straw and take out a little piece of clay from the center like that. And then when it's dry, you can paint it, and you can even take this when it's dry, when you're done, and if you have any string, you can thread that string right through that hole you made with that straw, and you have a beautiful little ornament. And you might even decide with your pencil holder or something that you might want to get that string and wrap it around the edges of your clay. There are so many fun things to do. So if you even have ribbon or anything like that, that's also a lot of fun to add to your clay project. So there's just endless ways to enjoy the clay that we put into your activity box today. And I hope that you find a creative way to enjoy this. And if you couldn't come up with your own thing, that's okay, because we have some wonderful ideas for you here today as well. I found one of our little cups that we have in our art closet, and I was like, you know, I could use this to make maybe a little bowl or something out of this clay. So if you want, you can try to use your fingers to make a little bowl like this. Maybe put a little ring holder, or just a little trinket or a cute bowl like this. Or then maybe you just wanted to like put it inside of a bowl like this and make the shape. That's totally up to you on how creative you want to be with this. So endless ideas when you're using clay and you're exercising at the same time. How fun is that? I hope you've enjoyed this time with me as we have just walked through just the different ideas that we can do with clay. I can't wait to see what you have found around your house to add as embellishments and fun tools to create something beautiful. And I hope you have a fantastic day. And you know what, friends? Happy Friendship Day. Stay safe and be well. Take care.